Recently, I ran into a huge problem with Leatherman. Their pliers got stuck and I could not use them. I hope this video helps you if you have the same problem. Recently, as some of you may remember, I made a video where I tried to update this design somewhat successfully, somewhat unsuccessfully. The design is still under review. But in the process, I was trying to use this exact set of Leatherman rebar pliers. But I had an issue in that the black oxide pliers got stuck. And because I wasn't using the actual Leatherman handles, it was almost impossible to open them. I needed them even smoother than normal. Now, a quick qualifier is that both of these stories about Leatherman pliers, they were used. If you research online long enough, you find that this is a very prevalent problem. It's not just with used Leatherman pliers, it's with a lot of new pliers as well. What I did is I did an online search and I thought, how can I fix this? Now, let me show you how bad this is. I mean, I can't even get these open now. These are really, I can't open them. I'm going to have to use there we go. If I grip them as hard as I can get them open for a little bit and then, they don't open again. One of the first solutions I found was something similar to this, where you can use some graphite lubricant is what I thought I heard, and WD-40 sort of make a little puddle with both of these, and oil, there goes my measuring tape, oil the Leatherman rebar pivots. Now, looking back at it, I think maybe you were supposed to put it in the plier pivots, but I decided to put it on the sides here. Let's see if I can get this opening it. There we go. I decided to put these on the sides here, try to work this loose. That is probably part of the problem. I put it in the wrong place, but what happened right away is what was a bad problem became a lot worse. I mean, way worse. It came to the point, I used to be able to open these with the Leatherman handles, but it got to the point, as you can see right now, where I couldn't even open them. Now, I had a Leatherman Super Tool 300 EOD. I'll talk more about this later, but this had the same problem. So I ended up, I don't know why, but I thought maybe if I tried it again, it would fix it. It didn't. It froze it up right away. It made it far, far worse. Let's jump to the next version. So the next version is where some people say if you grab onto a stick or a piece of wood and you twist and pull, twist and pull, twist and rock the pliers, that will fix it. Well, I tried that several times. I tried it on wood. I tried it on a plastic screwdriver, something that I could grip, twisting and pulling. Nothing worked. Again, it was the same, if not, well, not worse, but it just was the same. There was no improvement at all. I think I tried that. Well, I don't know if I even tried it with this one. I think I might have, but again, same results, no positive change. These plier handles, the pivots of the pliers were locked in place. These black oxide pliers especially lock up really, really quick. This is a huge problem, especially if you have a U set with any bit of buildup underneath. It just makes it far, far worse. Unfortunately, a bad problem for Leatherman. We've got lubricant, doesn't work. We've got the twist and pull solution in this case, did not work. It could be because these were so frozen in place. Maybe on a new set of pliers that is just a little bit frozen, that would work. I don't know. Now it's getting to the point where I am almost ready to sell these tools, not throw them away, but almost. I was really, really frustrated with these tools. These are Leatherman. How come just a tiny bit of oiling absolutely ruins them? How's that possible? Again, I went back online. It helped so much previously. Let's try it again. And the next method, they say, several people mention was to hammer the pivots, or the pivot rather, on the fixed side. Now, what is really important with this is to get the right side to hammer on. Now, when they talk about in these videos, the fixed side and the movable side, they're talking about the pivot. So if you notice, keep a look with those scratches on here and then the Leatherman logo. So the pivot and the logo are moving. So that would be your fixed side. On this side, you see these scratches. This side moves, but the middle doesn't. So you hammer on the fixed side. And that's what I did with this one right here. You can see the scratching. I used these punches right here, and then I was able to go ahead, hammer this pivot right here, try to work on this and loosen it up. But unfortunately, it helped for a tiny bit, but then essentially I was back to square one. Now, again, by this time, I am just ready to throw this away to some extent. I was ready to use a Chinese plier head, because even when they paint theirs black, they can get theirs to move. I am I'm almost fuming at this time, very frustrated. Why can't I get this Leatherman to work? I've done some of this on my lunch break at work, and this stretches over maybe a day and a half where I'm trying to work on this. I'm working on my lunch break, and finally I go back, try to find one more recipe to work on these pivots. So I find a guy who actually is using like a little butane propane torch to heat the pivot up. And eventually work is over. I come home, I decide to do that. So I get my heat gun out. I heat this central pivot up till it's really hot, work it back and forth. It's hardly moving at all. Then I get to work with the punch. And again, I hammer this a bunch of times. Now, when I say a bunch, on those videos where they say you can fix your Leatherman, they say like 3 times. This isn't 3 times. I'm hammering this like 10 to 15, a bunch of times, until finally it breaks free with the heat and the hammering. It comes to this, where it actually just falls back into place. Beautiful right there. That is amazing. Now, still, if I bring it all the way out, it sticks a little bit, but then I get to the point where, yeah, it just falls open, which is fantastic. I went from this Leatherman rebar right here, where I can barely open it up. I think this one may have been even worse than this right here. This right here is really stuck. The super tool was as well. But eventually I got it so that it works very smoothly. Pretty happy with that. So again, what happened is it was a hybrid technique that I would recommend to you. Don't spray at least the sides of this with oil or grease. Please don't do that. Don't make the same mistakes I did. But if you don't want to go to the extremes that I did, you can try that twist and pull method, twist and rock. Maybe that would work if you haven't greased it. But if you've greased it and you've got it locked in there, then you may have to take extreme measures. Heat this up, pound it a lot, and then you can actually get it so that loosens up. So don't throw away your Leatherman plier head. You can still fix it. There is still hope. I hope this helps. This was eye-opening for me. It was really helpful. I appreciate all the videos that are out there online where people are trying to fix this issue. Some of them were able to fix it very easily, but with me, I wasn't. Now mine, when I heated it up, squeaked a lot. I did put some 3-in-1 oil again right around here, and then the squeak did go away. So that was pretty happy with that as well.